The Peasants' Revolt of 1381 was one of the most significant uprisings in medieval English history, driven by a combination of deep-rooted economic grievances, post-plague social tensions, and political mismanagement. Following the catastrophic impact of the Black Death in the mid-14th century, England's population had been drastically reduced, resulting in a labor shortage that gave surviving peasants more bargaining power. They demanded higher wages and better conditions, but the ruling elite, fearing loss of control, passed the Statute of Labourers in 1351 to freeze wages and tie peasants to their manors, effectively reinforcing serfdom. This created a climate of resentment that simmered for decades. Tensions boiled over when the Crown, under the Regency Council of the young King Richard II, introduced a series of poll taxes to fund the ongoing Hundred Years' War against France. The third and most unpopular tax in 1381 required every person over the age of 15 to pay the same amount regardless of income, and tax commissioners used brutal and humiliating methods to collect it, including invasive investigations into households. In May 1381, in the village of Fobbing in Essex, villagers resisted the commissioners, sparking a chain reaction of revolt across southeast England, particularly in Essex and Kent. As anger spread, rebels destroyed legal documents, attacked symbols of feudal oppression, and released prisoners. A radical preacher, John Ball, who had been imprisoned for his heretical sermons advocating social equality, was freed and became a key ideological voice of the movement, famously declaring, "When Adam delved and Eve span, who was then the gentleman?" The rebellion found a military leader in Wat Tyler, a charismatic figure from Kent, who organized the march toward London. On their way, the rebels sacked manorial estates, burned court records, and killed officials, notably in Canterbury and Maidstone. Upon reaching London in mid-June, they were joined by sympathetic city dwellers. They stormed the Tower of London, a seemingly impregnable fortress, and executed high-ranking officials including the Lord Chancellor, Archbishop Simon Sudbury, and the Lord Treasurer, Robert Hales. They also destroyed the Savoy Palace, the luxurious residence of John of Gaunt, the king's uncle and a symbol of aristocratic excess. On June 14, 1381, King Richard II met the rebels at Mile End and, hoping to defuse the situation, agreed to sweeping reforms, abolition of serfdom, free land tenure, fixed rents, and general amnesty. But the situation deteriorated the following day during a second meeting at Smithfield, where Wat Tyler pressed for even more radical changes, including the seizure of church property and the execution of the king's remaining advisors. During a heated exchange, Tyler was stabbed by Sir William Walworth, the Lord Mayor of London, and later beheaded. Despite the chaos, Richard II stepped forward and addressed the crowd, claiming he would be their leader, which temporarily defused the uprising. After the rebels dispersed, the crown quickly reneged on all promises. Royal troops pursued and executed rebel leaders and sympathizers across the country, including the capture and execution of John Ball. In total, thousands were killed in retaliatory purges. The uprising was suppressed within weeks, but it left a lasting legacy. Though the immediate goals of the rebels were crushed and serfdom was not formally abolished until the 15th century, the revolt revealed the fragility of feudal structures and deeply frightened the ruling elite. It led to a long-term decline in feudal obligations and helped shape English attitudes toward taxation and governance. The Peasants' Revolt of 1381 stands not only as an early assertion of popular protest but also as a pivotal moment in the social and political evolution of England.